Spring is finally here, and with it, a flood of new games. This year has already been flying by. I mean, dear God, it's already May. And it's so easy to miss new releases in the torrent of our busy schedules. Well, I've gathered a list of 5 freshly brewed sim games that I'd love to share with you to liven up your gaming rotation and catch you up on what you might have missed. These games were only just released within the last couple of months, meaning March and April of 2026. They all had something unique that made them stand out from the crowd for me, and hopefully, at least one of these will catch your eye. Hello everyone out there, welcome back to Rowdy Dragon Gaming. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button or subscribe, and if you have any game recommendations that I could feature on the channel, I'd love to hear them. Flying in at number 5 is Airborne Empire. This city builder has been in early access for a while now, so not entirely new, which is why it's sitting at number 5 on this list, but it's now fully released as of April 17th. With its 1.0 full release, the devs have added and finalized brand new content. So, even if you've played this game previously, there's still something new waiting for you back in the skies. If you're unfamiliar with this title, Airborne Empire is a city builder management sim with a unique RPG flair. You'll be in charge of building a flying sky city, but unlike other city builders, not only will you be required to juggle infrastructure concerns, population control, and managing resources, you have the added concern of keeping that sky city in the sky. To do so, you'll need to keep it aloft by utilizing propellers and wings, sails, and other specialized machinery. Balancing these elements to create proper lift and propulsion will be the key to navigating a vast world. And vast it is. With an entirely open world map, this game boasts 5 distinct biomes with dynamic weather systems and a wide variety of climates that may force you to rethink your city's construction and priorities. Along the way, you'll establish connections with distant kingdoms, make new friends with scattered smaller settlements, and discover long-forgotten corners of the world. But it's this game's colorful cast of characters and a stronger narrative that makes it stand out for me amongst other city builders. Cause as much as I love a good resource management game, I do eventually get bored. I personally need something to drive me forward other than just the numbers going up, which, admittedly, does feel really good, but I eventually get to a point where I need something more. With this game's secondary focus on RPG elements and storytelling, I feel like I'm given that extra substance. Because ultimately, you're not just building a sky city for the hell of it, although, does one really need an excuse to build a flying city? And if I had the means, I would just do it. Your sky city will be pivotal in defeating an encroaching sky pirate menace. The land kingdoms are falling, and it's up to you to defend the remaining survivors and liberate taken cities. Research and unlock upgrades to your city's infrastructure, defenses, and weaponry in order to repel threats and improve the lives of your citizens. This game is currently only on Steam with no announcement for a console release. I know, bummer. However, Macs are now fully supported, so welcome aboard, Mac users! Next on the list is another city builder, Sintopia. Released on April 16th, this hilarious game puts you in charge of managing the souls of the damned and administrating over the fiery pits of hell. As a freshly promoted middle manager of Hell Incorporated, your task is clear. Re-educate sinners, resurrect the worthy, and optimize the most corrupt bureaucratic system throughout eternity. Build your sin processing facilities in the underworld and optimize your automation to extract as much valuable sin as possible. Sin, of course, being the currency of hell, which means that the more wretched your humans are, the better business for you. Be cautious though, and don't let your own vices of pride and greed overcome you. If you allow souls to accumulate too much sin across too many lifetimes, you could have a horrific demon plague on your hands. Or, worse yet, you could take a hit to your overall productivity. The tragedy! Use your wits, supernatural powers, and sin-based resources to expand your influence over the multiple layers of the underworld, as well as to manipulate the overworld to your advantage. Motivate the living to do your bidding with a little bit of creative management, including nothing other than a bolt of lightning or spontaneous raging inferno. Hire hollow-eyed imps as your office underlings, or as the game calls them, employees. man, I love it so much. To extract as much sin as hellishly possible and maintain your growing devilish empire. Just make sure that they get a paycheck on time, yeah? But of course, this is hell, right? And what kind of corporate hell would this really be without a handful of jealous coworkers trying to knock you back down the corporate ladder? You'll need to fight back none other than the 7 deadly sins who are trying to steal your settlements and your middle management limelight. So what kind of dark deity will you be? Merciful? Brutally efficient? Delightfully shameless? This game spectacularly blends dark humor with the traditional game mechanics of city builders. Dripping with style and clever diabolical jokes, it's a joy to progress in the game just to see how ridiculous it can get. Everything from the perfectly campy animations to the amusing flavor text of the employees, this game is a must-play if you love city simulators. Sintopia is unfortunately only available on PC via Steam. I know, so deeply evil, am I right? So for my next game on the list, we're gonna have to do a bit of a morality whiplash. For as sinister as Sintopia encourages you to be, my number 3 pick is the pinnacle of sweet, cute innocence. Fully released on March 12th, Collector's Cove is a cozy farming adventure set on the high seas. A tranquil journey with no enemies and no pressure, this game is an easygoing joy for those of you who love to relax by throwing on a pair of headphones, loading up your favorite podcast, and firing up a game fully designed to lower your blood pressure. As you gather elusive fish, discover rare crops, and find secrets in uncharted waters, you'll fill your collector's compendium and might even rise to the ultimate rank of named collector. That's right, your main goal is to collect stuff so well you become a premium certified hoarder. I love it! And while farming, crafting, and foraging play a big role along your journey, these activities are all in service of filling your compendium and personalizing your boat home while you search for even better discoveries among an ocean of surprises. But what really makes this title stand out for me is Nessie's long-lost cousin. Because not only are you able to customize her appearance and unlock new interactions, and give her lots of hats to wear, including floppy sun hats and antlers, she carries all your stuff for you. Truly a beautiful creature. If you're not sure if this is for you, there is a demo available, and the devs have confirmed that your save file carries over into the full game if you decide to purchase. So there's no risk at giving this one a good try. Collector's Cove is available on Steam, Epic Games Store, PS5, and Switch. Also, while I can't confirm this myself, I've read lots of Steam and Reddit reviews that praise this game for how well it runs on the Steam Deck as well. Number 2 on this list is Goblin Vike: The Thief Tycoon. 1 part 2D side-scroller, 1 part shop simulator, you play as a penniless goblin determined to loot dangerous dungeons by night, so he can sell treasures at massively overinflated prices as a shrewd merchant by day. But as a small frail goblin, there's no possible way to brute force your way through the Golden Dungeon's horrors. You'll have to use your cunning, stealth, and maybe a little deadly hide and seek to trick your enemies instead. Lure your foes into dungeon traps, use items to obscure your movements, and even steal their weapons. Goblin Vike not only excels at forcing you to rethink your strategy as an underpowered dungeon crawler, but also makes you think twice about using your items due to your daylight shopkeeping gig. After all, how else are you going to succeed at your get-rich-quick scheme if you use all of your valuable loot in the dungeon? But no one gets stinkin' filthy rich alone. Grow your black market business by recruiting employees, expanding your franchise, and cheat death to uncover the Demon King's secrets. And maybe most importantly of all, impress fancy pants organizations like the Adventurers Guild along the way. So who knows? Maybe you can get them to come crawling over to you for your dungeon crawling services. With a tech tree that unlocks different playstyle builds, a shop that can be customized with collectible figurines that boost your haggle stats, multiple difficulty settings, and 5 different endings, this game has a lot to do and various pathways to do them. Replayability is extremely high. Also, as a side note, these super fun character portraits are all hand-drawn. Hell yeah! Goblin Vike the Thief Tycoon was released just a few days ago on April 30th and is currently only available on Steam. And finally, my number one pick for this list, Dungeon Bodega Simulator. This retro-style fantasy shop sim was released March 23rd, and it currently sits with a 98% positive rating on Steam. Not that reviews should always dictate what you play, but it's always a fantastic sign when it's hard to find a bad word about a title, you know? You play as a recently laid off adventurer who gets a lucky new start when gifted a prison by a distant uncle. In order to transform this cold bodega into a welcoming shop for adventurers and locals, you'll need to learn how to grow crops, brew potions, forge weapons and tools, and even raise pet slimes in order to succeed. You know, any game that allows me to raise and give head pats to slimes is an immediate winner in my book. Admittedly, I might be easy to bribe. And I know what you're thinking. Sure, you can cuddle the slimes, but can you pet the cat? Yes. Yes, you can. The devs actually feature this front and center on their Steam page. Devs, you know us all so very well. To be a successful shopkeeper, you'll need to choose how to expand, upgrade, and decorate your new shop while getting to know the locals, even including some friendly dungeon dwellers. Explore the deeper, more mysterious levels of the dungeon and uncover its secrets during 24 in-game days. And if you love simulation games but feel like you just don't have the time to do a lengthy campaign, this game highlights its purposeful 3 to 4 hour narrative experience. No fluff, no filler content, no padding. It sets out to be a complete, fulfilling experience while respecting your time, which I personally appreciate. And even after completing the main story, you can continue to grow your shop in post-game indefinite mode. And there will be more to come. The devs are actively adding decorations and taking requests through their discussion forums, so if there's something you feel like your cozy little dungeon bodega deserves to be complete, give the dev a shout. Dungeon Bodega Simulator is available through Steam and itch.io. Well, there you go, everyone. I hope you found something that looks fun. Thank you so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some slimes and a cat to pet. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.